Chapter 41, Genetic Research Institute. Zhu Tui, school fees of the Mystery Branch's School of Enlightened Mind are $6,000 a year, while school uniforms cost $1,000. You have low-grade level D rights. Based on the regulations, your school fees will receive an additional 5% subsidy from the government. So, a total of $16,200. The teacher at the registration counter looked at Zhu Tui's materials and was a little surprised. Teacher, are there no subsidies for the school fees for low-grade level D rights? Zhu Tui asked. No, under normal circumstances, the subsidies and discounts that an individual can enjoy are related to the state or public welfare. All right, thank you, teacher. Then, Zhu Tui scanned through his communication device and made a payment. Chai Zhao, whose hair was flying in the wind, had a sour expression when he saw Zhu Tui's reaction. He looked askance at Zhu Tui, who was asking about his allowance. This was the advantage of having rights. There were substantial subsidies and discounts in many areas. Zhu Tui saved $800 on his school fees. It was not much, but it was still money. It was enough money to buy food for half a month. Come over here. Sign here after you pay the insurance fee and the accommodation fee. That'll be all. Chai Zhao had already arrived at the other window. He looked askance at Zhu Tui. There were only 3 windows for the registration fee, but there were at least 30 windows for insurance. There was a staff member sitting in front of every window. Good morning, you are a Mystery Branch student from the Wuxia Genetic Evolution College. Your basic insurance costs $5,000 a year. The government subsidized $2,000 to the students, so he paid $3,000 in total. Also, there's supplementary insurance here. You can increase the amount of compensation for your medical treatment by $30,000 for every $1,000. You can also increase the compensation of your death by $100,000. You are free to choose. The attendant explained as she pushed 2 documents towards Zhu Tui. This is an insurance detail and supplementary insurance. This is a special notification from the Wuxia sector for genetic newcomers. Before you sign this insurance detail and supplementary insurance, you need to read and understand this special notification confirmation form carefully. Agree and sign it, the attendant said. Agree first? What if I don't agree? Zhu Tui was confused. Well, talk after you read it. There are detailed instructions inside, the attendant said. All right, Zhu Tui nodded and read the report carefully, word by word. Zhu Tui already knew the reason for placing 30 insurance windows. This insurance window was an option. It could be said to be a choice. The main topic at the start was protection. Protect Wuxia, protect humanity, and protect the Blue Star. They had to pay a corresponding price for the kind of treatment they enjoyed. The greater the ability, the greater the responsibility. They would be accepted as part of the Wuxia sector's unique talent pool after they signed the special notification form. Under certain special circumstances, they would be assigned tasks by the Wuxia Genetic Committee, including but not limited to the intergalactic battlefield. However, such a distribution was not free. If the contract was signed but not enforced, the Wuxia Genetic Committee would pursue the matter. If the money could not be repaid, the person involved would have to bear legal responsibility. The person involved and their immediate family would be added to the list of people who broke their promise. If the Wuxia sector entered a state of emergency, everyone had to unconditionally obey the orders of the Wuxia Genetic Committee. Otherwise, it would be regarded as treason. Actually, this point had been clearly stated in the Constitution. It was a citizen's duty. However, there was a special meaning to being listed here. Would I have to go to the intergalactic battlefield after I graduate if I sign this? Zhu Tui suddenly asked. How is that possible? The attendant shook her head. This is merely a preset condition for emergencies. Under most circumstances, it is considered free. They would also seek your opinion on the allocation of manpower. Of course, if you intend to enter the intergalactic battlefield after graduation, and are willing to join the frontline forces, I have a more generous letter of intent for you. It's basically the level of treatment that you would receive when you are in college. It's a scholarship. You would be directly promoted by 1 major level, the attendant explained. Zhu Tui nodded. Tang Ting had signed on this beforehand and was accepted into the Wuxia Military Genetic Evolution College as an exception. What if I don't sign it? Zhu Tui asked. You are free to sign or not. However, the introduction also said that you have to pay the price for the kind of treatment you enjoy. If you did not sign it, then based on the current situation in the Wuxia Genetic Evolution College, the level treatment you receive would first be lowered by a major grade, then halved. Other than that, there are other restricted areas that you cannot learn. Zhu Tui nodded when he heard that. This rule was extremely normal. How could he enjoy life without paying a price? Zhu Tui signed his name on the form. Then there was the insurance payment. After paying the insurance fee of $3,000, Zhu Tui's low-grade level D rights received a 5% government subsidy. That saved him a little more money. Well, at least 2 days' worth of food. He thought about it and bought another supplementary insurance for $5,000. Both the health insurance and the death compensation were useful. The death compensation for the basic insurance was $600,000. If there was an accident, his parents would be able to obtain more than $1 million in compensation with the supplementary insurance. Of course, that was the worst-case scenario. No matter how dangerous the future was, even if there was only the slightest possibility, Zhu Tui would try his best to survive. Before that, Zhu Tui's mission was to become stronger. Why? Do you feel heavy and threatened after you signed this? Chai Zhao patted Zhu Tui's shoulder. Zhu Tui smiled but did not say anything. You'll understand in the future, our world will be completely different from that of ordinary people. I guarantee that the world you see before you enter college is all fake. Now, it was time for the last option. As the best college in Wuxia, the Wuxia Genetic Evolution College had decent living conditions. They even provided lodging for students of different levels. Which one he chose would depend on his choices and finances. The cheapest room would fit 6 people. There was an air conditioner in the 6-person room, a public bathroom, and a washroom. The cost of accommodation was the cheapest, $1,500 a semester. The next would be a 4-person room. There was also an air conditioner, a separate bathroom, and a washroom. The cost of the rooms was rather expensive, $3,000 a semester. Then there was a 2-person room with an air conditioner and an independent bathroom and washroom. The accommodation cost $8,000 a semester. The 2-person suite had a slightly larger area than a 2-person room. Each person had their own living area, an independent air conditioner, and shared bathrooms. The accommodation cost $18,000 a semester. The single-person suite was the same size as the 2-person suite. It was split into a living area, a guest area, and a washroom. The accommodation cost $50,000 a semester. The price of the accommodation was clearly stated. Brother, I recommend that you choose one with better conditions. You must not choose a room with 6 people, especially not for the mystery branch, Chai Zhao suddenly said. Why do you say that? Your mystery branch has a higher requirement for the environment you train in. Living in a place with too many people is too disruptive. Someone might fart and snore at night. It might even affect your training. Under normal circumstances, 6 people was the extreme branch's choice. The mystery branch would always choose a single suite, Chai Zhao said. Single suite? I also wanted to choose one. Unfortunately, I am not a tycoon. It is too expensive. It costs $100,000 a year, not including utilities, Zhu Tui said. Oh yes, what kind of dormitory are you staying in? Me? 2-person room, Chai Zhao said. Darn you, you are not even staying in a single-person suite, yet you are suggesting that I stay there? Zhu Tui felt his teeth ache. Single-person suite is too aloof. It's suitable for the mystery branch, Chai Zhao explained. I like crowded rooms, so I chose a room for 2. Actually, what Chai Zhao said about the problem of being interrupted during training made sense. Zhu Tui had also considered that possibility. 6-person room was eliminated. Single suite was eliminated. The rooms that suited Zhu Tui best were either the 2-person room or 2-person suite. A price of $8,000 between the two of them was the most suitable price. The environment of the 2-person suite was the most suitable. However, $18,000 a semester was a little expensive. Good morning, Professor. I have low-grade level D rights. May I ask if there are any discounts or subsidies for my accommodation? Zhu Tui suddenly asked. The teacher in charge froze. He looked at Zhu Tui with respect. He even sat up straight. "Student, I apologize. In terms of individual rights, there are no discounts or subsidies for accommodation. However, if your family is facing financial difficulties, you can apply for a subsidy from the poor students and waive the cost of accommodation for a 6-person room." By the side, Chai Zhao was speechless. He glared at Zhu Tui again. It seemed like Zhu Tui was used to receiving benefits with his individual rights. He wanted to take advantage of it no matter where he was. "Thank you." Zhu Tui was conflicted. He had been constantly hesitating between paying $8,000 and $18,000 a semester. Finally, Zhu Tui saw the look of disdain in Chai Zhao's eyes. He made a decision. He chose a suite that cost $18,000 a semester. "After all, I am the man who just received a reward of $550,000. Yes, everything is for the sake of training." "Oh wow, a 2-person suite. You're rich," Chai Zhao joked with Zhu Tui. He handed over the money and went through the formalities. Soon, the teacher assigned Zhu Tui his dormitory. Zhu Tui was concerned about what Zhao Saxui had instructed him to do. He was not in a hurry to move his things from the student reception center to the dormitory. Instead, he sent Zhao Saxui a message. As for Chai Zhao, he continued to guide the other new students as they struggled to earn the contribution points they needed. "Miss Anne, I've completed the admission procedures. Where can I find you?" Ang Xiaoxu did not reply immediately. While he was waiting, Zhu Tui quickly grabbed himself a meal. He felt that he had saved nearly $1,000 from his individual rights today. It was real comfortable. Zhu Tui especially added braised pork knuckles to his meal. A little vinegar would remove the cloying and fragrant flavor. And Zhao Saxui returned with a message before he finished his meal. "I am at number 14 Genetic Research Institute. Come and look for me here. Call me when you are outside. I'll bring you in." Zhu Tui was dumbfounded when he saw the message. Genetic Research Institute. Wasn't the Genetic Research Institute in the capital the headquarters of the Genetic Research Institute in the Wuxia sector? And Zhao Saxui was at the Genetic Research Institute. Zhu Tui instantly realized that Professor Zhao Saxui might be more mysterious than he thought. The problem was that Zhu Tui did not know where the Genetic Research Institute was. "Missin, where is the Genetic Research Institute?" "It's right beside our school." "Are you useless? Look at the map. Can you read the GPS?" And Zhao Saxui displayed her explosive temper through the message. Zhu Tui was speechless. Zhu Tui turned on the GPS and located the Genetic Research Institute. Then, he became confused.